Currently, 50% of the electricity in the United States is generated from the burning of coal. They say there is over 200 years of coal left, but it is non-renewable and we use more electricity every day. The burning of coal emits chemicals such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, and chemicals responsible for acid rain and the depletion of the ozone layer. This is according to the Energy Information Association, which is government-backed. There are renewable sources of electricity, so why aren't we using them more often? Wind power, solar power, and hydroelectric power are just a few of these sources. A wind turbine works the opposite of a fan. A fan is powered by electricity, and a wind turbine can be used to generate electricity. A wind turbine uses the natural wind to turn its blade. That then turns a shaft which is connected to a generator, and the generator spins, and that's what makes the electricity. People have been using wind to create electricity since as early as 3000 BC. There are multiple different ways to use wind energy, including boats, windmills, and now turbines. Wind turbines are the newest use of wind energy. The drawbacks to the use of wind turbines is the noise they emit. They can be dangerous to birds and bats, and the amount of power that can be generated fluctuates as wind speed fluctuates. There are many benefits to the use of wind turbines. Wind energy is completely renewable and emission-free. Because wind is found everywhere in the world, it is possible for a country to be completely self-sufficient using wind energy. It can also be used in remote areas as it is self-sufficient. And the number one benefit is that we'll never run out of wind. However, wind is not the only renewable source of energy. Solar energy can generate heat, lighting, and electricity. The simplest way to harness solar energy is by placing windows on the south side of a home, using skylights, awnings, and shade trees. It can also be as simple as pulling the shades back on windows in the winter to let the sunlight and heat enter a home. Solar collectors are another way to harness the sun's power. These are large black boxes that are painted black on the inside and covered with glass. They sit on top of a building and have pipes on the inside which carry liquid to inside the building, transferring the heat. Another way to harness solar energy is with thermal concentrating systems. The most common of these is parabolic troughs. These are sometimes seen out in a field and look like a very large trough. They have mirrors that concentrate the sun's heat. The heat is directed towards a pipe in the middle of the trough that is filled with water. The water travels down the pipe to the power station where the water turns into steam, which is what turns the shaft in the generator, which makes the power. Solar energy is becoming more and more popular. Architects are designing more buildings and homes to use the passive solar energy. Currently, solar energy is aiming to provide half of all new United States electricity by 2025. The biggest drawback to using solar energy is the cost involved in building the solar collectors. Another drawback would be the amount of time that it can be generated. It is impossible to harness the power of the sun when the sun is not shining. The benefits of solar energy are that it will never run out, and it creates no emissions during the process of making the electricity. It can also make people very independent, as people can use it to power their own homes and not have to rely on different sources of power. Another source of renewable electricity is hydroelectric power. Hydroelectric energy is produced by water moving through a dam. The dam is built on a river with a large drop in elevation. The water enters the dam through an opening near the bottom. The water then meets a turbine. When the water spins the turbine, it also spins a metal shaft, which enters into a generator, generating the power. The power is then transported via power lines to wherever it is needed. This process is much like the process of harnessing power from wind turbines. Hydroelectric energy is the largest source of renewable power in the United States today. It is estimated that only 15% of the possible hydroelectric power has been developed so far. Hydropower provides 1/5 of the world's electricity. Fossil fuels are the only greater source of power. There are several drawbacks to hydroelectric power. By blocking the river, we have destroyed natural habitats for fish and other animals, and displaced local communities. The surrounding communities are also always at risk of the dam breaking and flooding the area. The benefits of hydroelectric power are that it is sustainable and non-polluting. It is inexpensive and a source that is solely ours. As you can see, we have multiple resources for power that are completely emission-free. With more research and development, these will soon be our only sources of power rather than the minority.